How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla, and welcome back to the life and suffering of Sir Brante. You may remember, if you were familiar with the last episode, that I royally screwed the pooch and kind of fucked everything. But, we can bring it back. Shit, I don't know. We can't go back anyway, so we're going to have to do our best. I did also get a death that went with that. So, yeah, that was my bad. Anyway, let's carry on, shall we? You keep pulling at your collar, but cannot shake the feeling that you're suffocating. An audience with Philippe El Ferro is not something one can ever be prepared for. You've been summoned to a noble mansion not far from Anazot. As far as you know, this is Philippe's private residence. The invitation would seem to indicate a certain level of trust on the advisor's part. What could it mean? A servant shows you to Philippe's study. You see walls of brilliant white, exquisite furniture of dark wood, giant windows decorated with greenery. The Emperor's portrait on the wall is the only thing not in keeping with the general lightness of the room. In answer to your greetings, Philippe gestures to a chair. The advisor seems to be in good spirits. The heat is unbearable today. A glass of water, Brante? Your throat suddenly feels dry and you hastily agree. After setting his own empty glass down, the advisor heaves a sigh of satisfaction and speaks in a nonchalant tone. Well, Brucey, I hasten to remark that you've made some progress in serving the Empire. I must admit I underestimated you, but your deeds have proven your loyalty. So I want to repay you for your service. In our line of work, the only real asset is mutual trust. I know that your mother is a woman of great faith. She taught you piety from a young age, didn't she? You answer with a short nod. Your mother has always been very pious. Philippe rises from his desk. Only now do you notice that on the wall opposite the Emperor's portrait, there hangs a lushly decorated icon of the twins. In a sense, the secret chancellery is not unlike the Inquisition. We defend the blessed Arknian Empire in order to preserve the order bestowed upon us by the twins. If we fail to preserve the gods' designs, the world will face their wrath. The foundation of the Empire is the order given to us by the twins' commandments. Any disturbance of that order is a crime, and for every crime, retribution is inevitable. Such is the law of the younger. Men like you and me are the shield of this world. We are the bonds that hold it together. Philippe stops by the window. His gaze is fixed upon the shining pillar. These rebels who demand boundless freedoms are fools, Brante. A man has as much freedom as the twins have chosen to give him. Overstep those bounds and chaos will ensue. We are the true guardians of this world, and we must be free of all doubt. Some may call me cruel, but I'm not afraid to get a little blood on my hands. I know that if we don't destroy the enemies of the blessed Empire, our entire world will cease to exist. Unfortunately, most of the men who wield power in this world don't truly comprehend this. I need people I can rely on. People like you, Brucey. If you continue to serve our cause with the same vigor, I may give you the gift of my patronage. I know how to show my gratitude. The advisor turns around and looks you straight in the eye. You cannot help the feeling that for the first time, Philippe has been completely sincere. The suffocating anxiety that plagued you earlier wears off. By suppressing a real revolt in Anazot, I will prove to the Arknians that I am worthy of power. But in order to direct this revolt, I need tools like Sophia, and although she can be a difficult tool to use, believe me, I actually admire the woman at times. No one can stop her from pursuing her goal, but I'll never be able to trust Sophia. Her appetite for destruction is too great. A woman like her cannot be saved from herself. Here's what I want to ask of you, Brante. I need you to gain Sophia's trust. Well, that's not going to work out. I already kind of burnt that bridge. She's indispensable right now. We cannot get rid of her. But if she ever decides to betray me, I need to know about it. In return, I promise your freedom and a chance to be one of my defenders of the Empire. Do not try to lie, please. Do you agree? Yeah, sure. I don't fucking know his shit. Philippe offers you his hand. Will you shake it? I can't agree. Man. Sophia merciless. Shake his hand. Yeah, I'll shake his hand. I got nothing to lose, man. And I don't like Sophia anyway. You shake Philippe's hand and swear your loyalty to him. Thank you for trusting me, Brante. I look forward to your reports. Philippe was not lying about offering you his patronage. The trust that has been built between you, though fragile, is beneficial to you both. The advisor has entrusted you with considerable funds that you can use to survey the last straw members who are personally loyal to Sophia. Spying on them proves to be difficult. It takes you quite some time to get the first bits of information. Philippe kept his word and promptly shows his gratitude. He rewards you with money and puts in a good word for your family with certain nobles. This is the only down payment. This is only the down payment for your loyalty. Ooh. Yeah, well, at least I'll make my dad happy. Finally. For once. Better than I was able to do in real life. You've proved your loyalty to Sir Philippe. Not that I really tried, to be fair. Anyway. Thomas Guerrero not severed all ties. Thomas Guerrero not exiled. Dorius Otten not dishonored. That's a very specific set of conditions. Alright. Let's go see Thomas. You're shaving before you go into town. You scoop some warm water from the wash basin. The morning light reflected in the mirror is blinding. A servant rushes in with an urgent letter, or rather, a crumpled up note. He says it's from a childhood friend of yours. You flinch involuntarily. A nasty cut appears on your cheek. Brucey, I'm in trouble. You're the only one who can help me. I already told you about how I got on Commander Otten's bad side. I went against an order of his. Didn't want to squeeze the last penny from an already poor village. Otten thought me a traitor, and now he's finally found an excuse to take me out. If I don't find a way out of the city, I'll be executed. Damn, we gotta save him. I did my best to hide, but Otten's henchmen are on my tail. I'm out of time, Brant. If you can, for the sake of our old friendship, help me out of this mess somehow. Yeah, man, I owe you one. If Otten finds me, I'll be off to the Shining Pillar in no time. Your friend, Thomas. You crush the note in your hands. A drop of blood runs down your cheek. Your old friend is in grave danger. If you don't interfere, Thomas Guerrero is doomed. Turn to your benefactor. Oh man, I don't know if I like that. Rescued. Oh man, I can rescue him and it's not even going to cost me anything. Ooh. You petition Archduke Melanidas himself to offer Thomas's protection. Let's do it. We've made some friends in high places, man. Let's use that shit. Crumpling the note in your hand, you pace the room and think. You cannot abandon your friend in his hour of need, but Otten is the High Commander of Magra. Opposing him on your own would be unwise. It's time to call in a favour. It's no secret that Sir Otten is fully devoted to his Lord and Sovereign, Archduke Melanidas. One word from the Archduke and Otten will surrender any thought of pursuing some obscure Legion officer. You're no noble, which means that the Archduke would never pay you any mind, but you're fortunate enough to have the right connections. You reach for a quill and compose a petition in defence of Captain Thomas Guerrero, an innocent and honest servant of the Empire. Every single word of your petition is carefully chosen. You make no demands and offer nothing that could incriminate Otten directly. This is merely a most humble request, a plea for the Archduke to save the life of a harmless little human. You're confident that the letter will find its way to the Archduke. Your past achievements will see to that. You spend the next few days in great unease, hoping that Thomas is able to avoid Otten's men in the interim. Then finally you have a reply. You receive a note from the Archduke, written in indifferent haste. Brant, puny petitions for non-entities do not ordinarily deserve even the tiniest moment of my time, but in this case I'll be merciful. Sir Otten has been told to hunt other prey for his amusement. As for Thomas Guerrero, he shall leave the Legion immediately, never to be seen by His Excellency again. Tarquinius of Melanidas, Archduke of Magra. He heaved a sigh of relief. Otten would never defy his sovereign, the Archduke. Thomas is safe. You set off to go find Thomas and bring him the good news. You eventually find the place where your friend has taken shelter, an attic above a shabby inn. You've not seen him for a while, but he looks a decade older already. It pains you to see him so downcast. When you break the news of the Archduke's intervention to Thomas, he looks very conflicted indeed. Really? Otten agreed to let me off the hook if I quit the Legion? I can't believe the Arknians even bothered to listen to you. Does that mean I'm finally free from this harassment? Thank you, my friend. You saved me from true death. But if I leave the Legion, what will I do then? That's the most humiliating thing there is. All the work I put into joining the military would be wasted. I'd have no job, no pay, and I'd never be a nobleman again. I'm sorry, Brucey, I didn't mean to seem ungrateful, it's just, I gotta think about what to do with my life now. But at least I get to live it. And it's all thanks to you. Damn right it is. Ah man, I owed you. It is late. You're preparing to go home when a priest with a long staff walks into the print shop. You recognize him immediately. He is the abbot of the Temple of the Silver Tree, the face in the new faith of Anazot, Father Leonard. I must apologize for visiting you at so late an hour. Still, I'm glad you're here, Brucey. I'm Father Leonard. You may have been to a sermon of mine, but I do not believe we've ever spoken in person. I've come to you regarding a rather delicate matter. but I've been made aware that your print shop often deals in matters such as these. I believe you know that Cassius, Magra's current patriarch, has not recognized the new faith. Our numbers are great, but the patriarch thinks we're just another heretical sect. My teacher, Patriarch Photis, was betrayed and murdered before he could even have his doctrine recognized. The light of the new faith struck fear into the hearts of his enemies, but I am determined to make sure Photis' teachings get the same recognition and respect in Magra as the teachings of Asatius. 1 month from today is an important day for the new faith, the anniversary of Patriarch Photis' murder. I wish to gather my flock at the place of his true death to address Patriarch Cassius and demand recognition for our faith. If several thousand new believers gather in the city, the Patriarch will have no choice but to heed our call. But in order to bring all these people to Anazot, I need your help, Brant. I know you can not only print my appeal, but also distribute it throughout the province. In the city of Anazot, the new believers stand firmly united, but our brethren are isolated from one another in the rest of the province, and I have no way of reaching them through the temples. The Inquisition and the priests of the old faith will never let my summons spread throughout Magra, but you can achieve what I cannot. I have written my appeal down for you. Please print it, and see that my summons spreads to every corner of Magra. I want every Magra new believer to realize that now is the time to stand up for our doctrine. I will summon them to the Silver Tree on the day of Photis' death. Patriarch Photis claimed that the truth that revealed itself to Asatius is not the only way to save the twins. The doctrine of the new faith frees its followers from the strict shackles of the lots and teaches them to seek their own path to the peak of the shining pillar. Commoners free from the lots, refusing to do nothing but work and suffer, lowly peasants claiming the right to rule and wage war, new believers ready to take up arms and fight for their faith. If they receive Father Leonard's summons, they will likely flock to the streets of Anazot. You glance over the handwritten page the abbot has given you. Brothers and sisters who have heard and received the word of Patriarch Photis as your own new faith, you have been summoned. Come to the place where our teacher's life was tragically cut short on the day of his demise. We will meet there in the shade of the Silver Tree to honor the memory of Patriarch Photis and complete his life's work. We will make ourselves heard by Patriarch Cassius. We will demand that the church recognize the new faith as equal to the teachings of Saint Asatius. We will make camp in the city, and we will not leave until our demands are met. Father Leonard has a great following among the people. His summons could have significant repercussions in Anazot. What should you do? Man, we can't actually do that much, huh? Recruit people. Oh man, my eloquence isn't high enough. We can report Leonard to Philippe. Now we need... Doesn't he want unrest? He's all about unrest. Let's kick up that unrest. Oh man, it's going to kill our reputation though. God damn. What to do? Ah, screw it. Let's fulfill it. I should stop taking decisions so lightly after that last fuck up, you know? All other orders are cancelled. You focus all your efforts on printing Father Leonard's summons. Once the leaflets are done, they're spread throughout the province by people you trust. New believers soon begin to leave small Magran towns and villages and head to Anazot. The city authorities soon take note of the pilgrims arriving in greater numbers every day. 1 week before Patriarch Photis' memorial, the Anazot shuts its gates. But the thousands of new believers already inside its walls are outraged, and the gendarmes are forced to reopen the city. The prefecture, the Inquisition, the Legion, none of them are ready to contend with masses of new believers, united by a common purpose. On the day of Patriarch Photis' death, Father Leonard addresses his flock with a sermon, then leads the inspired followers to the residence of Patriarch Cassius. One against an immense crowd, Cassius has no choice but to accept their demands. He recognizes the new faith as equal to the teachings of Saint Asatius, and grants the new faith priests in Magra freedom to preach their doctrine as they see fit. Most of the new believers soon leave the city for their homes. However, some commoners choose to remain in Anazot. These several days of sudden chaos have ruined several of the secret chancellery's best laid plans. Your spy network's operations are also disrupted. What's more, the people eventually learn that your print shop was involved in the affair. As a consequence, your family falls out of favour with the gentry, who still respect the teachings of Asatius. Father Leonard and his flock, on the other hand, are sincerely grateful for your assistance. I could never have assembled so many people without your aid, Brant. If you ever need our help, we will gladly stand by your side. Good, I need to build an army over here. I'm working on it. We're still doing fine. We got Philippe on our side. What do we got to worry about now? Secret plot. year has passed since the day Gloria asked for your protection. You have brought up her lowly position several times in conversations with Father, but every time his face darkens and he asks you to stop. You can feel Stefan's influence behind these refusals. Your only option is to wait for something to change. Meanwhile, emotions are running high in the family. Gloria disappears for days at a time. She is often seen in the company of young citizens of low estate. Father constantly lectures Gloria, telling her that her friends are libertines and troublemakers, and connections like these will be her downfall. Your sister obediently lends an ear to his speeches and then vanishes again. You're relaxing in the bath after a long day when you suddenly hear rapid footsteps in the hallway and Stefan's angry voice. The door to the bathroom bursts open. Brucey, get dressed. We're waiting for you in the sitting room. It's urgent. Perplexed, you get out of the tub and make yourself presentable. Father and Stefan are waiting for you in the sitting room. Gloria is huddled in a chair in the corner. Your older brother swiftly locks the door behind you. This bodes ill. So I was on my way to the ball at El Liberius Mansion. I was already on their doorstep when a servant told me that he had been ordered to turn me away. They will not have anything to do with a family whose offspring is a member of a secret society. Father? Brucey? Whom do you suppose they meant? Uh-oh. Gloria looks at Stefan defiantly, her lips pursed tightly. This is the last straw. You will make pariahs of us all, Gloria. I will not allow you to ruin everything Sir Gregor worked for. Stefan is nearly screaming, but then he pulls himself together and continues in a more composed manner. I'm afraid Lady Gloria cannot remain in this house, but being honourable people, we must provide for her future. Sir Jose L. Peltier is willing to take her as his lawful wife. Gloria, you will be accepted into a household of nobles of the sword. I have been negotiating with your suitor for quite some time. Who gave you the right to decide my fate behind my back? You aren't even the head of this family. Gloria, you must abide by the decisions of your elders. This family has done so much for you already. Now I'm even going to provide you with a good match. But you're acting like a spoilt child. You'll be a nobleman's wife, you fool. You'll be able to write your poems. You'll want for nothing. You'll be able to enjoy your life. Sir LPTA has been hounding me for years now. I can't believe he's in love with me, a lowly common girl. Sure, he's easy on the eyes. He's a skilled warrior and a respected nobleman. But he needs a wife to give birth to his heirs. Follow him around obediently at social gatherings and praise his chivalry. Can't you see I don't belong in his family? Stuff and nonsense. Father, here is a letter to the LPTAs. Sign it as the head of the family. We should invite our future relatives to our house and introduce ourselves to Gloria's future husband and his parents. I hope that Brucey will do his part as well. Father reluctantly skims the letter and frowns. Stefan, why have you never spoken to me about a matter of such importance? No match can be made without my consent. Have I announced my wish for Gloria to be married? Father, she leaves us no choice. You know that we cannot make Gloria a Brante, but our family reputation still suffers because of her rebellious ways. Don't you see that this marriage will benefit everyone? Gloria springs to her feet, choked with rage. You'd do anything to prevent me from joining this family. This marriage will bring nothing but sorrow for me and Sir LPTA. All you ever think about is your own interests. Ingrate, I'm looking out for you. And this is how you repay me? Or would you prefer to be cast out for your disgraceful antics? Father, please sign the letter and free us from this debacle once and for all. Gloria races towards you in desperation and clasps your hand. Brother, please, you promised you'd never let them kick me out. What is this? Force father to adopt Gloria. Yeah, I want to do that. Can we do that? Threaten Stefan. Say nothing. Challenge Stefan to a duel. Could you even imagine? Stefan Brante, bad blood. Yikes. You know what? Fuck him. Father hesitates, watching Stefan and Gloria argue, but you are certain that he will most likely take your advice. Pointedly turning away from Stefan, you address your father. What is happening? How has Stefan assumed power in the family? What gives him the right to make decisions about Gloria's future? Rage slowly boils in your father's eyes. You zealously add fuel to the fire. Your passionate speech continues. Father made his decision when he accepted Gloria into his home with her mother. It was grandfather who tried to oust them, both from his home for their crime of their low birth. The old man may be resting in his tomb, but his machinations have been taken over by his favourite grandson, Stefan. Father has surely had enough of this tyranny under his own roof. He has the right to choose for his own family. Father slams his fist on the table. Stefan instinctively steps back. Gloria gives the head of the house a look full of hope. You're right, Brucey. Enough. I did not earn the noble lot to be ordered around. Stefan, I am the head of this household. You are not Gregor Brante, and you never will be. He takes the letter to the groom's family and tears it to shreds. Stefan's face grows crimson. He can barely contain his rage. If you cannot keep the family in check and defend our honor, father, then I will have to do it myself. Stefan's words send you into a long, vehement speech. How dare he? Father has dedicated his entire life to this family. Only he knows what's best for it. You're right, Brucey. My fear of your grandfather was too strong, but those days are over. Gloria is Lydia's daughter, the daughter of my wife, and she is my daughter as well. Gloria is shaking now. She cannot believe her ears. Father, what are you saying? Come to your senses. Your dishonor will ruin our entire family. Father does not dignify Stefan's words with a response. His eyes are fixed solely on Gloria. Dishonor does not frighten me. Gossip does not frighten me. Come to me, my daughter, Gloria Brante. Gloria falls on her adopted father's shoulders, racked by silent tears. Father. You join their embrace. Gloria squeezes your hand in hers, your sister's eyes glimmering with joy and gratitude. The door slams loudly. Stefan rushes down the steps, saddles his horse, and is gone. A long time passes before he returns. He holds a grudge against her. I thought he always did, to be fair. You're a Brante now. Oh, cool. And my dad hates me. Cool. Unity's down again. Why is it when somebody else does something that pisses my dad off, he hates me for it? What the fuck? Ooh, profitable business. Hell yeah. I might not be noble, but I'm rich, baby. You enter the print shop in the morning and sit down at your desk and go over the books. The ledger is a mess. Your employees have made their entries sloppily, and often in haste. It takes you a long time to make sense of it all. You spend the entire day comparing documents and analysing numbers. In the evening, once everything is added up, you finally determine that the print shop's revenue has increased over the last year. It has usually been barely enough to keep the business running, but lately book printing and other orders have been extremely lucrative. You walk home that night with several heavy coin purses hanging from your belt. You know why that is? Because I'm not that discerning about what I print. Whether, it's legal or whatever. After many years, the simmering, unceasing hostility between Overseer Gaius Tempest and Archduke Melanidas will finally come to an end. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people. By my grace, I hereby release the common people of Magra from the Archduke's tax. All hail the dynasties of the Melanidas, which has protected you since time immemorial. The farmers and merchants can finally heave a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, the Archduke soon withdrew from all provincial affairs, sequestering himself in his ancient castle of Serpenwerda. The gentry who remained loyal to the Archduke are baffled. Has he accepted defeat at the hands of the Overseer? Or is this just an elaborate ruse? Either way, with the Archduke out of the picture, the senior gentry of Magra have lost some of their influence over the Overseer and his retinue of budding dynasties and nobles of the mantle. The feud between the two Arknian rulers has ended, but the noble estate has been split nonetheless. The common people see this as yet another reason to demand change. Now that Archduke Melanidas has yielded in his struggle for power, the city of Anazot is enjoying a moment of respite. But your gut tells you to stay on your guard. The powerful Arknian noble has relinquished some of his power, and someone will surely make an attempt to seize it. You tell your people to watch the city closely and report anything even slightly suspicious to you right away. At first, they mistake your unease for unfounded paranoia, but your gut feeling soon proves to be true. Late one night, a leader barges into the print shop, clearly excited. Fouad's found something big. You gotta see this. She takes you to the north gate. Fouad is waiting for you in the dark back street, next to a sizable wooden crate. The old man lifts a heavy lid with a groan. Here, my friend, take a look. You take a step closer and freeze involuntarily. Alida manages a nervous chuckle. Fouad wipes beads of sweat from his brow. Inside the crate are at least 24 gunpowder muskets, along with bullet pouches full of lead balls. With a couple of kegs of gunpowder, this would be enough to arm a full squad. And we just happen to have a few kegs of gunpowder as well. My god, we might actually take these motherfuckers down. You cannot help but recall the convicts' revolt in Illyria 3 years ago. Nowadays, anyone even suspected of owning a firearm similar to the guns they used is sent to the gallows at once. Where did Fouad find all this? The old man lifts a finger, eager to enlighten you. So I was doing my watch, just like you asked, in a nice little place by the gate, and I see a loaded wagon with 3 sturdy fellows on it. They look every bit like your ordinary workmen, except there's something funny about them. They keep whispering and fidgeting, all odd-like, so I think, maybe they're the last straw, right? I wanted to shush them, tell them to calm down, but the twins told me I better wait. And then bam! They get stopped by a patrol. The gendarmes keep asking them questions. Before you know it, they ask to see what's in the crate. Well, that was that. The youngsters were all over the gendarmes before I could blink, and they did a real number on them. I tell you what, the gendarmes barely managed to cry out for help before they all got knocked out. Then the guys started bickering. They ended up dumping the crate down the alley and scattering. The gendarmes came to and stumbled after them. Everybody forgot about the crate. I thought I had to see what all the fuss was about. When I saw what was in there, I dragged the crate off to the side and called for you right away. You give the packing crate a closer look and notice a trademark branded on the side. This is a crate from one of Mayor Egmont's mines. They usually contain silver. So Egmont is smuggling firearms into the city now, and men who know about it are being hunted by the prefecture. They will not be able to hide for long, and once they're finally caught, it will not be long before Philippe hears about these weapons. You stare at the guns, lost in thought. Where did Egmont procure these weapons? Are there more of them stashed throughout the city? You might not have all the answers, but you still have to do something. Seize the guns, yeah. I can't seize the guns? Fuck. Fuck! I want the guns! Oh, but Mayor will get arrested. Alright, keep it secret then. If I can't, I would take them for myself. But I'm not going to because I can't. You tell Alito and Fouad to find the smugglers as soon as possible. You have to use all your people to distract the gendarmes from the chase. The smugglers need to escape pursuit, no matter the cost. And when we find them, what do we do with them? They need to be taken. They're to be taken to a safe house by force, if need be. And the guns? You'll return the guns to their rightful owner. Fouad and Alito nod knowingly and hurry away. Once you're alone, you conceal the crate from prying eyes and walk to Egmont's house. Egmont opens the door himself, still bleary-eyed. He looks surprised. Brucey, do you have any idea how late it is? You walk in without waiting for an invitation. This matter is too important for politeness. You quickly inform him about the crate of guns and the smugglers on the run from the prefecture and the last straw. If Sir Egmont wants to keep his secrets hidden from the worst enemies, he needs to explain himself. There seems to be some kind of misunderstanding, Brucey. You repeat the question more forcefully. Now is not the time to hem and haw. If Egmont is planning an armed revolt, he needs to tell you straight. He made a big mistake by keeping you out of the loop. Fine, Brante. You're right. Your friend Sophia talked me into it. She claims a revolt will fail without good weapons, no matter how just our cause. The people need something that will enable them to stand their ground against the noble militia and the Legion. Firearms are our best option. She told me to keep it a secret and tell no one. So you didn't know? You keep your eyes trained on Egmont, but he seems to be telling the truth. Does Philippe know? No, even he would never. You tell Egmont to keep talking. Sophia made a deal with someone in Illyria. I don't know who though. I'm just a middleman. My men take the guns, bring them to the city, and leave them for Sophia's people to stash somewhere. I hesitated when she told me, Brucey, but these guns are the people's only chance at victory. We had to do it. Egmont's voice trails off. You tell him where to find his crate. His men will return shortly. He can rest easy now. His secret, Sophia's secret, is safe with you. Yeah, my thanks, Brucey. I'm truly sorry we didn't trust you with this right away. I'm sure Sophia only kept you out of it to keep the plan safe. The fewer people know about it, the less risk there is. With that, you leave his house and return to the moonlit streets of Anazot. Somewhere in the city are dozens of gun stashes, waiting, hidden. And when the time comes, the common estate will take up arms, and there will be blood. Oh yes. Yeah, so Sophia's been sneakily doing shit out the... I mean, we knew she was up to something, but... You know. Maximum wealth, family not in ruins. Hell yeah. I knew she was fucking dodgy or something, but I still don't trust her not to be working straight for Philippe and gonna dob us in, get us all gallowsed up. We're all gonna be hanging from the fucking rafters. I don't want to deal with her. I really don't. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this one here because we don't have time for it anymore anyway. But we're getting close to the end of peacetime, so shit is about to hit the fan. At least I know I'm on the side that has all the guns and gunpowder. Which is nice. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.